So you've spent months, maybe even years, on your groundbreaking research. You pour every bit of that brilliance into a grant proposal, you hit submit, and then you wait. And what comes back? Nothing. It is an incredibly frustrating cycle, and today we're going to talk about how to break it for good.
Right. And let's just be really clear about this. It probably has nothing to do with the quality of your science. You know your work is solid. So what's going on? Why does a technically perfect, scientifically brilliant proposal get rejected? That's the question that keeps so many of us up at night.
You know, this guide we're drawing from calls it a demoralizing hamster wheel, and wow, does that hit home. It's this endless loop, right? Write, submit, wait, get rejected, repeat. It's not just a little disappointing, it's a direct path to total burnout, and it pulls you away from the lab, away from the work you're actually supposed to be doing.
And get this. Picture this for a second. Recent data shows that research teams can lose over 200 hours every single month just on the administrative grind of finding and applying for grants. Just stop and think about that. What could you accomplish with all that time back? That's time for real science, for mentoring students, for actually pushing your field forward.
Okay, so let's get into the big aha moment from all this research. And this is so important. The problem isn't you. It is not about working harder or pulling more all-nighters. The real issue is that the rules of the funding game have completely changed, and the old way of doing things is just broken. It's a systems problem.
Exactly. The old way, what this guide calls individual heroism, basically expected you to be a superstar scientist, a financial wizard, a project manager, and a professional writer all rolled into one person. I mean, it's completely unsustainable. The new, smarter way is all about building resilient institutional systems. Systems that support you and make the entire process repeatable and, honestly, sane.
And this slide really nails that core idea. Federal agencies, they're not just funding isolated projects anymore. They are investing in institutions that can prove they have a clear, systemic plan that aligns with the agency's biggest goals. So your proposal has to show that your entire organization is built for success. So what actually changed? Well, a couple of big things. The NIH rolled out what they call a Unified Funding Strategy. That means they're looking for standardized, consistent language across proposals so they can see how your project fits into their huge national puzzle. Meanwhile, the NSF got way stricter with its broader impacts criteria. Vague promises won't cut it. They want to see concrete, measurable outcomes. So the big takeaway is this. Strategic fit isn't a nice-to-have anymore. It's the absolute bare minimum to even get in the door. Okay, so with all that in mind, how do you actually build a proposal that wins in this new environment? Well, it's about going way beyond just the scientific details. It's about crafting a story that speaks directly to what these agencies are now demanding. Let's talk about a really powerful tactic called strategic alignment mapping. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually super simple. You're learning to speak the funder's language. You literally go into the funding announcement, pull out their critical keywords and phrases, and then you weave that exact terminology throughout your proposal. It's like a secret handshake that tells the reviewer, hey, we get it, we are the solution you've been looking for. This is probably the biggest mindset shift you need to make. You are not writing an academic journal article for your peers. You are writing a persuasive business case to get a multi-million-dollar investment. I mean, think about the reviewers. They are swamped. You have to grab their attention from the very first page with a powerful story that clearly shows them the problem and why your team is the absolute best choice to solve it. And hey, before you even dream of hitting that submit button, you have to run what this guide calls a forensic audit. And this is not just a quick proofread. Think of it more like a pilot's pre-flight checklist. Agency software now automatically scans proposals and will kick yours out for the tiniest things, wrong margins, a banned word, being a single page over the limit. This checklist is how you get past the robot guards so a human being can actually see your brilliant science. Now, of course, we have to talk about AI. You can use it to save an unbelievable amount of time, but this quote really says it all. AI is an amazing assistant, but it's a terrible PI. Its job is not to come up with your core hypothesis. Its job is to do all the tedious administrative grunt work so that you can focus on the real science. And just look at the difference here. The data is pretty staggering. Using AI tools the right way can slash proposal writing time from an average of 40 hours all the way down to just 4. That's a 90% drop. What could you do with an extra 36 hours for every single proposal you write? And the smartest way to do it is by using what's called the 85% rule. You let AI handle about 85% of the initial draft. All the boilerplate stuff, the structure, the formatting, that frees up your brainpower to focus on the most important 15%, the scientific nuance, the compelling story, and the key insights that only a human expert, only you, can bring to the table. All right, let's put all these pieces together. Let's talk about the playbook, the actual steps you can take to get your institution off that hamster wheel for good. This is what we call your grant resilience protocol, and it's your path to sustainable success. Okay, so this playbook has 4 really clear, repeatable steps. 1. Stop reacting to last-minute opportunities. Instead, you need to proactively track your grant pipeline to find high-probability fits way in advance. 2. Build a centralized knowledge base. This creates an institutional memory so you won't lose years of work when a key person leaves. 3. Set up structured red team reviews. This is where you have a friendly team internally try to poke holes in your proposal weeks before the deadline so you can fix weaknesses before the funder ever sees them. And 4. Integrate AI the smart way, using that 85% rule to just crush that administrative workload. And here's the point of all this. When you put these systems in place, you actually change the entire culture of your organization. You move away from that constant, panicked scarcity mindset where you're just scrambling to keep the lights on, and you start strategically building a research legacy that will have a lasting impact for years to come. It really is a fundamental shift, moving from just surviving to actually thriving. When you start treating grant funding like the systems design challenge it is today, you don't just boost your odds of winning. You reclaim your time and your energy to do what you were meant to do, discover. So the only question left is, are you ready to get started?